Hey guys, it's Riley here. Today I'm having the amazing opportunity of interviewing 1188, one of their main R4s and heads of their Cyrus League planning. This is Arca, who will be speaking with us today. And as seen in my previous interview with 2563, this will just be a basic formal interview for you guys to, get to see what the 1188 team op is and how they operate. So to start off with this interview, I'd like to go on to the first question. Arca, do you mind telling us what 1188 Alliance Histories is and how competitive have you guys been within Osiris League?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for the opportunity that so that we can tell about a little bit about our team. And
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question, perhaps if you remember, like last season, we
When you guys
also
split to
play
93.
Osiris. Yeah, we also play Osiris last season, and I think if you remember, we got two team at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So the main Korean team and the other one is the international, full international.
You guys did
And
insane
I think
last OL.
yeah, and I think the last last time we also got like into top four. So basically we are back at our current at our last position in the in this
LOL.
Osiris. Yeah, but uh for this season we have a new format. So we don't really like at that time we got like one full Korean team and the other is full international, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now we basically combine the team. So on one side we got like almost full Korean team. On the other side is full international. So yeah, basically we choose like the best account, the best players, the one that have the passion to play Osiris.
How long have you been in 1188 and how long have you been contributing to the team?
I think this one I think for me, we are I think early 2024. So basically after we arrive in 1188, we make a team, like makeshift team. Basically, like
Okay.
we yeah, we look for players that want to participate in Osiris because like most of the players, the international one is, they just came in and I don't think they have any plan to join the team
It just
at
happened
first, but
randomly.
yeah, it just happened. But
Okay.
basically after that we found the players that are good at playing in Osiris because like it's fundamentally different from KVK, right?
So your
And
second team,
yeah,
which didn't even have much planning, still ended up doing great last season, to my understanding.
yeah, I think we get to top 8. Yeah, but we didn't get the skin. So
That's still insane for a team that was made on the whim.
yeah, we are quite lucky at that aspect, but for this season we are quite prepared. So
You guys have big fights ahead of you. You guys are gonna most likely
yeah,
fight
this one
1093 again, I think. And you guys have
yeah,
gotten through
we will
6-5.
yeah, we'll fight against JST. So like they're like one of the well-known team, right? So we're preparing
They're
hard
OL
for it.
heavy. How are you
Yeah.
feeling about that? That has to be high pressure.
Yeah, quite a bit, but yeah, we believe in each other. So like I think we have enough preparation for it and we'll see.
So
Basically
you're
we'll
feeling
see.
confident. You're feeling confident.
Yeah, we should be, man. If
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Uh,
yeah,
so let's
and the
go.
problem
Uh,
and the problem is like I think both team last season lose to 93. So we'll
93
see if
losses.
that match will happen also. So we have to win this one first.
I mean, you guys know how 1093 plays now firsthand. So
Yeah,
you
they
guys
are
are able
really
to
good.
adapt, watch the previous
Yeah,
games.
of course.
I wouldn't put it past you guys.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our second question.
Yeah.
How would you really describe 1188's team dynamics and personalities? You mentioned that when you first came last year, there was a Korean team and an international team. With the teams now merging, how are the dynamics? How do you guys manage with the language barrier? Does that affect your strategy at all?
The funny thing is like we s- we are still kind of have two team because like you got like the left team and the right side team, right? So we call it like war team and live team.
Mm-hmm.
So on the live team side, it's almost full Korean.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of no language barrier there. And for the war team, we got like international. So basically, we use English and sometimes Indonesian also. So it doesn't really affect it that much. The only problem is probably on when we go to the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like we have to play together. We are no longer like separated on the left or right side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically there's one shot color that have two Discord basically on our side of the map and like on our team on their own team. So
So to an
we still go
aspect, there
together.
is still a language barrier, but you guys are able to work around it.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean like in this type of game, we cannot like I think if we basically if there's no language barrier, if like at that time like full Korean perhaps or when I play back in the old kingdom like full Indonesian,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty much more simple, eh? But
So it's not as bad as it
there's
used to be previously.
yeah, but even then there's still some problem, because like right now we are building the team with like the best account, the best players there is. But
Mm-hmm.
if you try to force it like full Korean, perhaps there's players that don't really understand how to play Osiris or they don't really have the passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
It will ruin the game too, for the others. So right now I think it's the best
For
like
everyone.
the best position for us, yeah.
Okay. So would you say you like how the team dynamics are now?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's move on to question number three. Uh, so with 1188 being the titan you guys are, uh, how do you guys recruit for Osiris League? Is that even your priority? You guys are one of the strongest kingdoms in the game currently. So I'd imagine it comes to a point where you can't exclusively recruit for Osiris League. You also need KVK oriented players. So you in a leadership position, what is your perspective on recruiting? Uh, is it something that you guys ever prioritize or consider when looking at potential applicants?
Uh, Not really, to be honest. So for recruitment, we still look for players that basically KVK oriented.
Mm-hmm.
But for but when they are in the kingdom, we always ask if they are interested in Osiris and stuff. Some players also say that if I go there, can I play on the Osiris team? Then yeah, we're open for it, but we don't specifically look for it. We
Mm-hmm.
like look for the players that play Osiris. But if they want to come, then we welcome them.
So all members of Osiris League are treated as normal players. They're all held to the same expectations and standards. You say.
Yes, because like we are mostly KVK oriented. I mean, like we got to win KVK first,
Mm-hmm.
to get the best reward. Like we got the altar and stuff, and it is usable for Osiris. So we gotta focus on winning KVK first. But Osiris also important, quite important because like I think if we got to this point, I think like there's a lot of players that want to join in
Yeah,
on the Osiris.
everyone's
Yeah,
gonna know who 1188 is. You guys
yeah,
already on the map, and you guys winning a Cyrus League potentially will be massive.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that. Yeah, that's why we are. Eh, we don't specifically like ask the player like if they join on the migration Discord. Like we don't really like ask them if they want to play Osiris or not. But if they come and they are the one that asks us that if can we join the Osiris team, then we know that this one has have the passion for it, and we'll see after that, like
Okay.
if he got the right account or you know
The
because
gear
like we want
armors.
yeah, a specific account basically for Osiris. Like you got like the awaken 5 on the
And the gear.
shoes equipment, like, because like march speed is very important in Osiris. Like yeah, we check that stuff too.
Hmm. So that's understandable. Uh,
Yeah.
so let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. What has personally been your most memorable experience or moment in a Cyrus League? And also, as previously stated, with you being a leader, uh, what part of a Cyrus League is the most engaging for you? What makes you really lock in and brings this thing to your attention? What
Okay,
what do you
so
like most about it?
this is for the overall Osiris or the current Osiris
A Cyrus League as a whole.
as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the first one, like the most memorable experience, I think when we got the arc stolen from us by 3310. That's remarkable.
That
Yeah,
was
we
recent
did
back
it.
then. When was
Yeah,
this?
that's really like surprising that they pull it off. Basically, they're a
So,
really good team.
were you surprised by the fact they're in newer kingdom and able to catch you guys off guard?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean not just as a new kingdom. I mean like it is a hard thing to pull off,
Mm-hmm.
and I think like they are one of the first kingdom that managed to do it in a competitive game, not in the normal Osiris,
To you
but in
guys or
the
in general?
league. I
Okay.
think I think as in the league as a whole, I don't think I ever see like a kingdom that pull it off.
They managed to score it as well.
Yeah,
Oh
they
wow.
managed to score. And I think for the most engaging, I think if we count it like as a leader,
Mm-hmm.
then we check every point difference, and like each lane, like I told you before, like we got two team, right, two side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we always try to like how many point difference that we can get. And
So you're always
yeah,
looking
it
at
it
options to make a bigger point gap.
yeah, of course.
So that has you oftentimes on like the edge of your seat, you'd say.
Yeah, because like some game we can get like only a couple of 100 point difference, and that's really really wild, like
Mm-hmm.
I think in a normal arc before, we got to play against like 1846, like one of the best team there is,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time we lost by like 500 point. And
Oh
that's
wow.
because like yeah, at that time we didn't really play with uh gathering, like we don't really play with caravan, and they play.
it's been amusing for me really seeing how the game has shifted from
Yeah,
old mid fights, capturing structures to slowly being about who can gather the most. who can
Yeah,
spare the most marches to farm. Uh,
yeah,
me being in 60 MX last Osiris League, we actually got out because we underestimated our opponents with farming. And when you looked at Grand Prix, this last Grand Prix, that was meta. So it was very interesting to see how Osiris League has slowly shifted over the seasons from, mid fights, everything, scoring arc, to really about screwing mid fights, screwing arc. We can make up all that points just by farming. So that was very
yes,
interesting to see that change and difference.
yeah. Because like when we fight against 1846, we thought at first that we win,
Mm-hmm.
but suddenly like their point like keep getting up, 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 and suddenly we lost by 500 points. And
Oh
at
man.
I think at the end, like in the last 1 minute,
Yeah, that was scary. The same thing happened to us.
yeah, that's why like we gotta prepare now. Like so, yeah, the point difference is like the most engaging right now.
Yeah, it either makes you or breaks you. So it's
Yeah, yeah, either makes
I
you or
get
breaks
that. I
you. Yeah,
get that. I get that. So let's move on to the next question. Uh, so with 1188, as I previously said, being the Titan you guys have some of the best accounts in the game. Uh,
yeah.
do you guys prefer to push aggressively in Cyrus League, or do you guys take it slow, play a little defensive, and try to, I guess, find weaknesses or holes in the enemy's strategy? So, do you
Mm,
guys prefer to be aggressive or defensive?
yeah, it kind of depends. Still, like we can shift between like aggressive or defensive,
Mm-hmm.
but I think up until now we are playing quite aggressively. Like we are trying to capture their building. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
basically like even from the first 3 minutes or so, like the fight is always try to capture their structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say we are quite aggressive in our play style, but we are also preparing a defensive strategy for like if things doesn't go our way. So yeah, but up until now we are still taking the more aggressive strategy.
But if the pace of the battle shifts and you guys have to be on defensive, you guys are also prepared to be.
Yeah, we gotta prepare for it. Like because like I think at our level, even like
Mm-hmm.
normal arc, we meet like the biggest team, like we meet GT where they are
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmingly strong. Like we got pushed around. Like we never
I mean,
I
GT
think in
got
the mid
out
fight we never
this past week, I believe.
yeah. It's I think yeah, that's quite you know
Surprising.
quite
No one expected
surprising.
it.
But
Yeah,
yeah, but I think right now like a lot of 3,000 ish kingdom, they're really good right now.
they're on the come up.
Yeah,
No one expected it. If you
yeah,
would
I
have
mean,
told me a month ago that 60 GT's main team was gonna get kicked out, not even making it to finals, I wouldn't have believed you. No one would have
yeah,
believed you.
yeah.
So that
I mean
was
like I put
interesting.
yeah, like I put like the coins on GT,
I think everyone did. Like looking at
Yeah,
Facebook, all the Discord messages I had, all the Discord messages the Kingdom received that day was pretty insane.
yeah,
But
that's
I guess that
surprising,
that
but
plays into the fact you can't really underestimate your opponents.
yeah, and I think that also opens up like a new type of strategy, like they used master strategy before the obelisk.
Hmm.
Like that's a new strategy that a lot of kingdom can use now. Because like a lot of kingdom knows that okay, this can work.
Hmm. So it makes the meta ever so changeful. Like
Yeah,
you don't have
that's the
to
fun part
be
though.
you don't have to be stuck in running certain skills. You could do risky plays
Yeah,
and it could potentially work out
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So let's go into the next question. How often does 1188's team practice? How many times a week would you say?
To be honest, we right now we don't really practice, but we try to find a sparring partner if possible. So like a lot of kingdom uh us us if we want to spar against them. Like I think like even 60mx, like I think one of their members message like one of our officers. I think it's basically like probably try to spar against us before the next match.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
And yeah, we also fight against like 3379, the one that
got
yeah, the
GT.
team that yeah, that got GT out,
How did that
and
match go?
we won, but they're really good. Yeah, it's surprising, like three K Kingdom. Like probably in the past we think that it's three K doesn't really have like good players, but we are wrong. Like they got like a lot of good Osiris player now.
So they're very slept on.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
they might win. Like
That'll be interesting. Never,
like
never done
yeah,
before with a new kingdom.
yeah, because like even like 2377 lose to OWR, right? And
Yeah,
that's kind of new team also. So yeah,
I definitely
we never
wasn't
know.
expecting that from 2377 either. Like they
Yeah,
are a very OL heavy kingdom, and comparing how they played last year to this year, the performance was very surprising.
yeah, that's why like even if like I also like have an account in the other kingdom, but I'm not the one to play the Osiris there. But 3174, shout out. They are also like they made it to top eight. Sadly, they got eliminated, but
That's
it's
Aim's kingdom,
like
right?
it's 3K Kingdom. Yeah, three a lot of good players now.
Yeah, I believe I fought you guys this last KVK in 27-28.
Yeah,
You guys have insane accounts there, so it's not even surprised the OL team's good. You guys have one of the best strategists in the game as well. Um,
yeah,
so let's move on to the next question.
yeah.
What would you say are some challenges you face or leadership in 1188? What are the main challenges you guys come across?
Probably with the leading aspect now. Like I don't know if you play before in the past, but in the past we used to have like one players that can just observe, right? So there's no fog yet. Like everything is bright. And at the time, we got like one person that can oversee basically all the map, and he will be the one that direct
Mm-hmm,
like what we need to do. But now, the one that leads needs to also play at the same time.
mm-hmm,
So basically, like while I run around, like uh, if let's say like I'm going to the shrine of war,
mm-hmm.
or I go to this altar. But I need to also check my members if they are doing their job, if one of them have to go to outpost, or if one of them have to move to the shrine of life, So it is
So just
quite hard.
multitasking
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
an
need to
issue
be
with that.
multitasking. And your marches cannot stay on like you got to always have 5 marches on the field.
Mm-hmm.
When they go back, you need to get it out again. So yeah, that's the tricky part. And
So you can't
well, you
just
also
remain
need to
idle.
check everyone. Yeah, and if you're coordinator, you also need to check like if the garrison is right. But thankfully, like the members now, uh, they check themselves. So if the garrison went in, then the one on the top can just shift the switch the captain. But if if the team isn't if the team doesn't know how to play Osiris well, then it will be the hard part for the coordinator, right? So they need to be the one that switch the garrison captain. So yeah,
Okay, okay. So slowly over time, you'd say that the team has become a little more independent, but it's still very much
yeah,
so stressful that you have to micromanage everything.
of course, yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Big,
So let's go into question number 8. Are there any balance issues that you think really need to be addressed? How are you liking the state of Osiris League right now?
I think right now doesn't really need a lot of changes because like before, if we say that before there's like this dark map here,
Mm-hmm,
when everything is uh feasible. I think the Osiris League skill also like no, I mean like the arc of Osiris skills
mm-hmm,
is like people just use hard push and to the death, like the normal skills.
mm-hmm,
But right now, like you said earlier, like people can mix and match with the skills.
mm-hmm,
They can find like good combination, uh like the teleport, like master strategy stores. The obelisk, that's surprising or like sneaky tactic. Try to delay the team that capture the arc just so that your team can use the no march skill to take the building. I mean, like there's a lot of combination now. I think it's a lot better. So I don't think
So,
like there's a
so you'd
lot
say
of
it's very
issues right
balanced
now.
right
Yeah,
now?
I kind of like it now.
Yeah, that's very surprising. Um, so you feel like it's perfectly competitive in that sense.
Yeah, perhaps
Okay.
perhaps some skills can be improved, can be optimized, but I think like the current situation is already good, quite good,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean like
It's
there's
always room
always
for improvement, but
room
it's
for
not
improvement. Yeah.
game-breaking. Okay. Perfect. So let's go into our last question. If you could personally have anything implemented into the Osiris League going forward, what would it be and why?
Any changes?
Anything.
Um, I think one of the thing that always bothers me is that when we go into the Osiris League, I mean like Arc of Osiris in general, the position is we cannot set the position in the beginning.
Oh,
It
you mean
always
when you join the map?
yeah,
Okay.
always by timing when you go in. I mean like it can be optimized. Like we can choose the place where we want to spawn because like it affects the game so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to place like the people that teleport later on in the back, in the front. So like, and in the back where the rest of the players that will teleport to the obelisk in the when we capture the obelisk. So it really screw with us, if some players are kind of like late for like a couple of seconds, then their spot got taken and they got pushed to the back, and they will be late to come to the middle and stuff. I think that one can be fixed.
I remember having to deal with that in MX last Osiris League. So oftentimes we would have everyone join in like 5 second intervals to make sure everyone has their specific spots. So when you had like
Yeah,
structure runners or whatever, they're always first, and then you had like general field fighters and garrisons after. Um, so
yeah,
I completely understand that, and truth be told, I feel like that'll be a great implementation and change for us to have brought into the Osiris League. I'm not sure why that's even an issue, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's that's the
that's the
thing
only
that I
thing.
want the most, I think, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, so I'd like to just say thank you for taking the time out of your day to have this interview with me and having this interview with us. It means a lot. It means a lot for my channel, and it means a lot for Rise of Kingdoms. Uh,
Yeah.
so I just can only wish you luck with the rest of your Osiris League, and
Yeah,
really just thank
hopefully.
you for making this opportunity
And
for me.
also good luck to 60MX,
We're gonna
You
need
gotta
it, man.
bring the trophy back home.
Thank you, thank you. Uh, so yeah, really appreciate this opportunity. If there's anything I can ever do for you, if there's anything you want raised to attention to Lilith, please do let me know.
Okay, man.
Have a great day, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and that is it for today's video. Once again, massive thank you to the 1188 team for making this opportunity available to not only me, but for me to also be able to showcase to you guys how them as a kingdom and Osiris League kingdom at that go about their day-to-day planning and strategy for this event. Uh, as many of you guys know, 1188 is one of the strongest kingdoms in the game. So this really puts into perspective how an Imperium kingdom really strategizes and plans their Osiris League. If you guys have any questions or wish to apply to 1188 in the future, the recruitment link and Discord will be in the description of this video. So yeah, once again, massive thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. If you guys want to continue seeing videos like this, please do let me know.